Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I've made your English speaking practice much easier. I've come up with a 3-step method wherein I choose any basic general conversational topic which is used in day-to-day conversations or in daily life conversations, and I speak vocabularies related to that topic, and then I come up with sentences with those vocabularies. Basically, I tell you how to construct a sentence with those vocabularies. And the last part is I take up the topic and I speak on it in English. So in this way, if you start focusing your English speaking or your practice sessions in this way, if you divide it into 3 parts like this and you start speaking in this way, things will be much easier for you. Trust me, if you start practicing it for 30 days with my videos, you'll see a lot of difference in your speech and fluency for sure. So try this method, will surely give you the results. Okay, so guys, today I've chosen the topic buildings. We live in houses, we live in buildings, we live in societies, we live in multi-story buildings, or we live in bungalows, etc., etc. But there are lots of things which we don't know how to talk about it in English, right? Attic, corridor, lift lobby, basement, etc. There are many words which are still unknown for us, right? So we talk about our house, we talk about our society, we talk about the place we live in, right? Every day. So today in this session, I am going to make you familiar with the vocabulary related to buildings or houses or your society, and I'm going to come up with sentences related to those words, and the last part will be I'm going to talk about my society. Okay, I'm going to take up this topic, my society, and I'm going to speak about it. Okay, in this way you can also start practicing along with me, and you're free to choose your own topic. So it is a very vast topic, building. You can come up with anything. You can talk about your society, you can talk about the things you like, things you don't like, or you can talk about any previous house which you were in before. You have memories about it. You can just talk about anything. You can talk about your grandparents' house, you can talk about your parents' house, you can talk about any house which you have lived in. Okay, you're free to choose your own topic and you can just start talking about it in English in this way. It will be much easier and simpler for you to speak in English with these vocabularies and this method. And this is good for IELTS, TOEFL, or any competitive examination you're preparing for. This is a very smart method of learning to speak English in the best possible way. Okay. So guys, on that note, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. But if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section, and do not forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's begin. Now let's start with the types of houses we live in. Okay, the first one is a palace. What is a palace? A large building that is officially a home of a very powerful person or a very important person, such as, any king, queen, etc. Okay, so basically kings and queens live in palaces. Tipu Sultan's palace is in Karnataka. Tipu Sultan's palace is in Karnataka. Okay, another one is studio. We do call a studio apartment or a studio. What is a studio? A tiny apartment that has only one room. So it's a small area, it's a small apartment, there's only one room, and you have to be a bachelors prefer living in that space. So that is a studio. Nowadays, a lot of bachelors opt for studio apartments. Okay, apartment or apartment building. What is an apartment? A tall building with one or several apartments built on each floor. One or several houses or flats built on each floor is called an apartment. Okay, big cities have a lot of tall apartment buildings. Big cities have a lot of tall apartment buildings. Okay, we also call skyrise buildings, which means it's very tall, like 30 floors, 40 floors. So that is a skyrise building or an apartment. Now there's another term called country house. Okay, we have our ancestral house also in villages. So that is a country house. What is a country house? A big home in the countryside with large grounds and gardens. So it's a very big space, a very big house with big gardens and grounds. Okay, so that is called a country house. Or we do call it as a farmhouse as well, right? Again, we have bungalows also. Bungalows are low-rise buildings, like just ground floor, or maybe one more floor will be there, and it might has a small garden also because it is on the ground floor. So that is called a bungalow. It's not a high-rise building, or it's not a tall building. Okay, I have seen old bungalows transformed into cafes. I have seen old bungalows transformed into cafes. And the word is floor. All the rooms of a building that are on the same level is called floor. Okay, first floor, second floor, third floor. Okay, I live on the 20th floor. I live on the 20th floor. I stay on 20th floor. Okay, step or a stairs or a staircase. What is it? A series of flat surfaces which is used for going up or coming down. It's called steps or stairs or staircase. Okay, we have lifts, we have staircases to go up and down. I prefer using steps to go on the first floor. I prefer using steps to go on the first floor. Fireplace. A space or place in a wall for lighting a fire or for building a fire. So that is a fireplace. In cold places, you will find a fireplace in the house to keep the house warm. People sit there and they can, relax there and keep themselves warm. So that is a fireplace where they can light a fire. Okay, inside a house. There was a fireplace at the hotel in Kashmir. There was a fireplace at the hotel in Kashmir. Another term is called driveway. So what is a driveway? A private path or road that leads from the street to a house or a building, typically used for vehicle access and parking. So it's a private road which joins the street to your house, right? Your society is there, your building is there. So you have a road which connects to your parking or to your house. That is called a driveway. Okay, the driveway to the parking was very steep. The driveway to the parking was very steep. Okay, next is corridor. A long narrow way in a building that has doors on either sides opening into different rooms. Okay, so that is a corridor. So we have rooms on both sides of the way in a building, which is called a corridor. So when we step out of our house, there's a corridor. Okay, wherein we can see, our neighbors are there, then next house, and the next house is there. So that is a corridor. The corridors in a building is well maintained. The corridors in a building is well maintained. Elevator or lift. Elevator is lift. Okay, so other name of lift is elevator. Lift lobby is a place where you can wait for the lift. There's a space. Again, it's a narrow space. It's a small space where you can go and find the lift, and you can wait for the lift there. That is a lift lobby. Okay, generally it is attached with the corridors. Drain. A pipe in the bottom of a sink or a tank or a bath, etc., through which dirty water flows out. That is a drain. The water drains out from the kitchen sink. The water drains out from the kitchen sink. Study. A room in a house where people prefer to read or write something. Okay, that is a study. I have a lot of books in my study. I have a lot of books in my study. A shelf. What is a shelf? A flat, narrow board made of metal or wood attached to a wall to put items on. So we have a lot of shelves in our kitchen, in our living room, in our bedroom also. We do have shelves, right? That is made of wood or any other material, iron or any other material, right? And it is a flat surface where we keep items on. Okay. For example, I need a bookshelf for my daughter to keep her books in. I need a bookshelf for my daughter to keep her books in. Okay, next is porch. What is a porch? A structure with a roof with no walls at the entrance of a house. So what is a porch? It is a structure with a roof, but there are no walls at the entrance of the house where where generally we keep our cars or we sit there, right? Whenever I go to my hometown, I love sitting on the porch in the evenings. Whenever I go to my hometown, I love sitting in the porch during evenings. Another word is resident. A person who lives in a particular place, especially for a long time, okay, called resident. If you are a resident of a society, resident of a flat, building, house, so you stay there, you are staying there, that place, you are a resident of that place. Okay, all the residents should follow the parking rules. All the residents should follow the parking rules of the society. Okay, accommodation, a place to stay in for a short period along with food and other services. It's called an accommodation. So we usually say, I'm looking for an accommodation near my office, or I'm looking for an accommodation near my college. Okay, rent or to rent. To rent means to let somebody use your property, your flat, your building, your house, or your vehicle, etc. for a particular time in exchange of money. You give some money and you use that facility or use that thing. That means to rent. I want to rent my apartment. I want to rent my apartment. Another term is rent. Here it is to rent, but the other term is rent. Only rent. What is a rent? A money that is regularly paid for using the apartment, room, flat, building, house, etc., owned by another person. So you're paying rent. In big cities, the rent is quite high. Okay, so guys, these were some specific vocabularies related to house or building where we stay in. Okay, we need to know in and around us what is what in English. So this is the best way you can get to know different vocabularies related to this topic. Now you can use these vocabularies in your own sentences to talk about it. So the last part, I'm going to talk about my society. I love my society. It is the most beautiful place I have ever seen. The gardens are well maintained, the lift lobby, the corridors, everything is well maintained. The sports areas are also cleaned regularly. So my society is very neat and clean and it is well maintained. I feel the society is very well planned. The driveways are also beautified with plants. There's a garden, there's a park, sports area, clubhouse, gym. Even we have a library also. We have a clubhouse with a swimming pool as well. And on top of it, we have a golf course also. And I can see that golf course from my balcony as well. In our society, we celebrate every festival and the residents are so enthusiastic and excited about each event that they're always ready to participate in such events. I'm really very happy to be a part of this society. So guys, this is how I spoke about my society. I just highlighted the positive points and what I like about it. In the same way, you can highlight your positive points or negative points or anything which you like. Any specific thing you want to talk about, you can just speak about it. Any occasion which have been celebrated in your society and you loved the way it was, you can speak about it. Any previous society you have lived in and you love that, as a bachelor or as a student, you can just speak about it. You're free to talk about on this topic. Okay, so guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.